Hi everyone, I'm Tirso Cinco Jr., and I currently head the mobile wallet business of a financial services company. I'm here to discuss the research entitled Show Me the Money, Age, Adoption, Confirmation, and Continuance Intentions of Mobile Wallet Applications. Our discussion will cover the following topics. Mobile wallets are a category of financial technology and are defined as financial application software for mobile devices. Mobile wallets solve the main issues of providing financial services in the Philippines, which are number one, the archipelagic geography of the country, and number two, huge investments for setting up branch operations. In response to favorable external factors, such as the issuance of new BSP regulations which encourage fintech use, and the government's app-assisted disbursal of cash aid during the COVID-19 pandemic, a large number of financial institutions launched mobile wallet services. However, the promised benefits did not materialize, and by the second half of 2021, a number of these app providers were no longer hitting their revenue and their customer acquisition targets. This research attempted to determine the effects of Filipino customers' age, pre-adoption expectations, and use confirmations on their continuance intention of mobile wallet applications. The evolution of theories on the acceptance of technologies such as mobile wallet apps began with the seminal work Technology Acceptance Model, or TAM, which was developed by Davis and his colleagues in 1989. They set out to determine the factors that influence individuals in accepting or rejecting consumer information systems, which were beginning to be implemented by organizations during the 1980s. The expectation confirmation model was developed by Bhattacharjee in 2001. ECM is among the most widely used models for research on financial services. The Unified Theory of Acceptance and Use of Technology, or UTAUT, proposed by Venkatesh, Morris, Davis and Davis in 2003, attempted to explain usage behavior by individuals working in organizations that implemented information system upgrades. The Extended Unified Theory of Acceptance and Use of Technology, or UTAUT-2, was proposed by Venkatesh, Thong, and Su in 2012. From the original UTAUT, they modified variables to explain the behavior of individuals, this time as users of personal information systems products. UTAUT-2 was developed in response to the proliferation of smartphones and the associated mobile apps in the late 2000s. The constructs tested in this study are based on the extended expectation confirmation model of Gupta and his colleagues in 2020. Age was added based on the meta-analysis of Hope and colleagues in 2018 on the relationship between age and all prior models of technology acceptance. As indicated in Figure 1, a priori relationships stated as null hypothesis between the constructs were proposed. In addition to the main effects, indirect relationships between the independent variables age and perceived user interface quality, and the final dependent variable continuance intention passing through mediating constructs were also hypothesized. The paths of these mediated relationships may also be traced through Figure 1. The survey instrument used in this research was also adopted from EECM. Convenience sampling was applied to a cross-section of mobile wallet app customers in the Philippines. The questionnaire was shared with Facebook contacts of the main author. Collection of responses began in May 16, 2021, and was terminated on May 21, 2021. Analysis of the 248 valid results out of a total 385 responses were performed using Jamovi and Warp PLS. We next proceed to the analysis of the model. The results of the test for normality of age and other variables are shown here in Table 4. The values at the bottom of the diagonal are the correlation coefficients of the latent constructs, while the values in the diagonal, shown in green, are the square roots of the average variance extracted, or AVE. As can be seen, the square roots of the AVE are larger than the correlations. Therefore, the discriminant validity of Ferrer and Larker were met. As indicated in Table 5, common method bias of the variables was assessed and confirmed to have full collinearity variance inflation factor, or VIF. Table 6 displays the WARP PLS indices of good fit, which determined the adequacy of the model. The overall model test generated an average adjusted R-squared value of 0.487 with a p-value of less than 0.001. The overall, the p-values of the average path coefficient, APC, average R-squared, were less than 0.05, which indicated that these were also statistically significant. Average block VIF, average full collinearity VIF, were used to detect multicollinearity. Both figures were within the acceptable value of less than 5.0. The Tenenhaus goodness of fit, computed at 0.647, indicated that it had a large effect size. Standardized root mean square residual and standardized missing at random figures were within the acceptable value of 0.100 for both measures. As the p-values in Table 7 indicate, all the null hypotheses were invalidated, and therefore all of the posited direct relationships of the variables were confirmed. Notable results of the analysis shown in green were that with a p-value of 0.011, pre-adoption performance expectancy, effort expectancy rather, is regressed on age. This differed from previous studies, which posited that age moderated the effects of variables. This finding replicates the meta-analysis of Hoek and colleagues. Now, although the effect size is small at 0.129, user satisfaction is also regressed on post-adoption perceived usefulness. This result contradicts the original findings of Gupta and colleagues, which stated that POPU has no effect on USAT. Now, in addition to the direct effects, this study also proposed to determine the indirect relationships through the mediating constructs. As indicated in Table 8, with the exception of two hypothesized paths which are shown in red, all other mediated effects of age on continuance intention were confirmed. Other notable findings of the analysis were the indirect effects of perceived user interface quality on continuance intention through here, post-adoption self-efficacy, and here, post-adoption perceived usefulness. Both had very large effects and had high path coefficients. The managerial implications of these will be discussed later. Figure 2 shows that all variables have satisfactory convergent validity, since all p-values, indicator loadings, and cross-loadings were all within acceptable ranges. As a result of all of these tests performed, we conclude that this model adequately reproduces the characteristics of the data observed in the sample. As validated by this research, age has a direct positive effect on pre-adoption performance expectancy and pre-adoption effort expectancy. Marketing communications must be tailored to the age-related idiosyncrasies of the market target customers. Jargon used by specific age groups must not be mixed in the advertisements, social media posts, and PR articles if these are for general circulation. Moreover, unduly raising the expectations of customers with unsubstantiated marketing claims will negatively impact confirmation expectations and user satisfaction. Enticing customers with little or no experience in using mobile apps, even with catchy ads and aggressive sales promotion, will in the long run have adverse effects on the business. Mobile wallet apps must feature innovative use cases aside from the existing services of cash loading, withdrawals, peer-to-peer money, and bank account transfers. Even now, interest-earning accounts, investments, insurance, QR codes, AI-enabled recognition of faces, biometric login, and two-factor authentication are still not available in most apps. In addition, intuitive process flows aided by easily understandable instructions and descriptions of features and simple layout of the screens will help customers become loyal to the mobile wallet app. The EECM model with pre-adoption performance expectancy and pre-adoption effort expectancy, both regressed on age, was found to be replicable among the sample Filipino mobile wallet users. And this achieves the objective of this research. Competition among fintech providers is intense. They invest significant resources to develop and market their applications, yet a large number of them succumb to losses in revenues and contractions in their customers. Fintech firms that are able to execute the previous recommendations will be able to acquire and retain customers, realize profits, while fulfilling the social responsibility of providing inclusive financial services to Filipinos. With that, I end the presentation. Thank you very much.